on? My name is Ryan, for those of you that don't know, and like always, we get together once a month and do a Bible study with all of our ladies. So if you are in the Nashville area and you would like to be a part, just go follow us on our social medias and send us a DM. We'd love to get you connected, and then obviously we love to get on here online and show you guys some love. So today we have a really special guest. Her name is Amanda. So if you guys will, go show her some love in the comment section, and I will see you guys next time.
Hi guys, my name is Amanda Phillips, and I'm going to be teaching you guys this week off of James 3, 2 through 6. And we're going to be talking about how your words are impactful, how they're powerful. So let's go ahead and read this verse. Indeed, we all make many mistakes, for if we could control our tongues, we would be perfect and could also control ourselves in every other way. We can make a large horse go wherever we want by means of a small bit in its mouth, and a small rudder makes a huge ship turn wherever the pilot chooses to go. Even though the winds are strong, in the same way the tongue is a small thing that makes grand speeches. But a tiny spark can set a great forest on fire. And among all the parts of the body, the tongue is a flame of fire. It is a whole world of wickedness, corrupting your entire body. It can set your whole life on fire, for it itself on fire by hell itself. So after reading those verses, it really just spoke out to me that your words are powerful. Think about a time when your words impacted you so greatly that you still remember them to this day. What we say can impact somebody for the rest of their life, and I think we all have a story that we can relate that to. James 3, later on in that chapter, it talks about wisdom. As we grow in wisdom and understanding, we will understand when we speak and what to say and how to positively impact other people. Use wisdom not just for nice words, but words to lift someone up and positively change them. Words that have their best interests in mind. So words aren't just, carelessly brought about, but use your words that are kind to other people, but also can be challenging if you have their best interest in mind. And you'll use wisdom to figure out when that we need to say that and how we need to say that to people. Most of the time, though, I think we don't maybe struggle with just being mean or just negative to people all the time, because other than in the heat of the moment of an argument of something. But I think we more struggle with maybe just being careless or unintentional about the things that we say. At least that's my fault, I feel sometimes, is that I go day in and day out not really thinking about what I'm saying. I can carelessly give advice, gossip, and may not even know that that's what I'm doing. Or I'm just waiting for somebody to stop talking so that I can talk about what I want to talk about. So I challenge you to really think about how many days you go through and you don't even think about what you're saying to other people. You're waiting for them to just stop talking, or you're giving advice and not really maybe have their best interest in mind. And as you think about that, I'm going to read out of Matthew 12, 35 through 36. It says, "A good man brings good things out of the good stored up in him, and an evil man brings evil things out of the evil stored up in him. But I tell you that everyone will have to give an account on the day of judgment of every empty word they have spoken." So first off, the tongue, your words, is a heart issue. It's really what you have stored up in you will eventually be the result of what you say. So you really have to evaluate where your heart is at, the attitude that you have, what is deep down inside of you. When you get that right, your words are just going to follow. If your heart has the best interest in mind for others, then your words are going to be the result of that. You're going to say things that will uplift and support other people. But if your heart is jealous or always comparing yourself to people, or maybe just dislikes some of the people around you, your words are going to start to tear people down, or just unintentionally not be a positive impact on them. So as we get our hearts in a good place, whether that's through praying, reading our Bible, or surrounding ourselves with people to support us and are like-minded, our words will intentionally be brought up to speed with that. Our words are going to show what our heart is full of, because we're spending our time doing these things that puts good in our heart. We store up good in our heart. This includes what we say about ourselves and what we say about others. And I think this is very important, especially for me. How I talk about myself impacts my heart and how I'll eventually talk about others. If I'm always tearing myself down, then that's what my heart is going to be full of, and eventually I'm going to either talk about somebody else like that, or my heart is just not going to be in the right place to positively impact other people. So talk about yourself, probably even out loud. That can really help sometimes. The way that God sees you, not the way that you may feel in that moment. You have other people probably listening. If you have kids or just friends around you, your spouse, they may pick up on these traits that you're creating in yourself, and they may take on that same thing. And you don't want to see your loved ones or other people tear themselves down, so don't do it to yourself. And how we talk about someone when they're not in the room is very, very important. I want to be known, and I think we would all want to be known as that consistent person that no one has to worry what you're saying about them when they're not there. So be that safe space that they know if you're brought up in conversation, or if they're brought up in conversation, that you're going to be saying good and positive things. Even if maybe that's not what you're thinking or what is in your heart at the moment, you're going to intentionally only speak good things. And then I want everybody to know that your words have power. It is a weapon that God gave you. He gave you the authority to use this powerful tool to impact other people, to impact their life for maybe their whole life. It is a weapon that God gave you, and I think that that is such a cool thing that God gave me the authority, that God trusted me with, that I may not even think about every day, but I can use every day in a huge and impactful way. So use it every day to grow and to support those around you. Use this weapon that God gave you to help others grow, to grow yourself, to support others, to support your family, to support yourself. In James 3, it says, it is a fire. One spark can take over a whole forest. That may be seen as like a negative thing when your negative words impact somebody and it can destroy something, but it also can be this small thing that you say in a positive way can change one person's whole life, can change their day even, and sometimes that one day can change their whole life. So it's not a small thing to carelessly go about your day and say words in unintentional ways, but if we use it intentionally and with a purpose, we can change somebody's day, their week, and maybe even their whole life, their family's life, and generations to come, with just simply what we say, with a simple word of encouragement or positivity. So I want to challenge you guys. I want to challenge you to be intentional about everything you say, to try to go about the day and just have your words have a purpose behind them for that day. Ecclesiastes 5:2 says, do not be quick with your mouth, do not be hasty in your heart to utter anything before God. God is in heaven and you are on earth, so let your words be few. So before you start speaking, take the time to really think about what it is you're saying and how that can impact the person around you and even yourself. This can look like praying out loud or keeping these verses in the back of your mind as you go about 1 day, 2 days, and hopefully it continues on in this cycle of just continuing to get easier as you grow in wisdom and intentionality. And 2, I want to challenge you to find someone to intentionally pour your words into and see how that really impacts you and them. Proverbs 16:24 says, gracious words are a honeycomb, sweet to the soul and healing to the bones. that's powerful to be able to use your words to impact somebody in that way. So intentionally seek out somebody, whether that's your spouse, your kids, friends, or even people maybe you work with that you don't even know that well, and intentionally spend time speaking life over them. And you'll see how that changes your heart and hopefully will change their day, their week, or their life. So just know your words are powerful. They're a weapon that God gave you the authority to use each and every day to help grow people, to help support people, to lift them up, to speak life over people. And that's a powerful thing we shouldn't take for granted, and we should use each and every day of our life. So I'm going to pray for you guys. God, we just thank you for just giving us this gift of our words, Lord God. We praise you for being a God that gives us the authority to use our words to impact ourselves and those around us. And God, I ask that you continue to give us wisdom and intentionality and purpose behind how we say things, when we say them, to who we say them to, Lord God. And we'll just ask you to just be a part of our life, God, in these moments, in these times, so that we can positively impact other people, that we speak life over them, God, that we help grow and support people with our words, and that we don't tear them down no matter how we may be feeling in the moment or what we want to say, Lord God, but we choose each and every day to speak life, Lord God. And we'll give you all the praise and all the glory for it. In your name I pray. Amen.